Hello and welcome to Find Your Freedom, a podcast dedicated to helping you truly find freedom in all aspects of life. Join your hosts and their expert guests as they share practical tips and strategies for finding more freedom in your life. It's time to take control of your life and create the future you want. Let's find your freedom. Here are your hosts, Lenny the Boss and Omid Rad Investor.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Now that you guys are here.
Ooh, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you look so glamorous. You're like ready for like a nice dinner date or something. What's going on? Tell me about your outfit.
The background is that you were like, oh, you need to be the best dressed to get her.
Yes, that was true.
You feel a lot of pressure.
Yes.
Like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I mean, she was the best dressed at the last event, so I just wanted to make sure that she's maintaining that as part of her brand. Like, you got to be the best dressed. If you show up once, you got to do that every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, so let's just jump right into this. All right, let's tell the world how fantastic you are. Just give us a little background on yourself.
Oh, man. I'm pretty fantastic. What do you want to know exactly? Like, how do I get into this world?
You know what? Let's start by, because you have a very, very, very beautiful story, and let's just start maybe a couple years before you got into this world.
Yeah. I grew up in a home that was really kind of like poor and struggling. And this is actually something I'm working on right now. Before I came here, I was journaling in this book, working through like money beliefs, because I think that's such just an important thing that we need to continually work on. And so I grew up in a home with a lot of struggle, and I wanted to do something different. And I think it could have just gone the same way. I could have just done what my parents did and always had the same thing, but I was lucky enough to do the opposite. So I'm super grateful to be here.
So, I mean, I love the energy, right? Like, I always love your energy and kind of like what you bring. And it's very different than anybody else that I feel like I interact with in the space. So talk
that hard.
So
That's what it's about.
Speak about the heart. So why is that? So why did you do something different? And tell me about kind of your inspiration.
Yeah, I think right now I'm on a journey of like trying to bring more soul back into real estate. I feel like when I'm looking through all the Instagrams and things, I get just sad about everything is like, how do you make $15,000 a month or XYZ? And I'm like, what about after you hit those goals? And then are you really happy with your life? And so I'm trying to bring some more reflection, some more depth, some more vulnerability. That's the direction I want to go in.
Wow, I really like that. I really like that you say the soul, right? Because I always say, then what? So everybody say, like you just said, oh, you want to do this $15K a month or whatever. Okay, now you hit that. Then what? All right, and I think that's very important that everybody have it. Then what? Because they're not going to know what to do. So, all right. So tell us now. You're going to fast forward the story some. You're in the journey of short-term rentals. Tell us a little more about that. How you got it?
Yeah. So I found somebody online. I mean, I think this is how we did it back in the day. And I was just kind of like, I want to weigh out. I want to know how to retire early or become financially independent. And I found Mr. Money Mustache in 2011. And so through that blog, his story was about someone who retired at 30. And at the time, I think it was 26. And I was like, dang, I don't know if I'm going to achieve that, but I'm going to just put this out there as something to manifest. And maybe, just maybe, I can come up with it. And I did. I ended up retiring or, becoming financially independent in 2 years through short-term rentals.
Awesome. That get a boom.
Yeah. Boom, boom. Yeah. And it's just a journey. It continues to be a journey because I think that if you say, oh, this is my goal, and then you continue to pull that carrot in front of yourself and say, oh, the goal was just financial independence. Now the goal is $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month, or $15,000. It will never stop. And so just to what you're saying, then what? How do I make sure I'm a happy, full person, or how do I give back to other people? So I'm continually figuring that out.
I love that.
So let's talk about manifesting, because I think that speaks to me. Because I think a lot of times people write goals or maybe they don't write goals and they don't know what they want. So maybe speak on like manifesting and the power of that and kind of where it's taken you, or different things that you've manifested as a result of kind of like thinking about it and putting it out there?
Yeah, I think getting to my financial freedom number was probably the best thing I've manifested. There's been lots of little things around over the years, but I think now I've felt a little bit stuck. It's almost like I've hit a glass ceiling, and now I need to do some real like soul excavation, right?
So let's talk about that. So
Yeah.
when you start achieving goals, what is something that then you feel is really important? Because like you said, there's so many influencers. Hey, I made this money, I made that money, and they just kind of throw it out there, and it's a little cheesy for me too. Like I just don't like consuming that kind of stuff. But like I think for you, maybe you have a different message, so maybe you can share that.
The soul.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm doing right now, so after this conference, which ends on a Monday, Tuesday, bright and early, I fly out to Mexico, and we're going to go live in Mexico for a month.
Wow.
Mexico.
So cool.
Woo! Find your freedom right there.
Freedom.
For us, it's really exciting because we want to go live by a surf spot and surf a bunch. And so it was like last year, we were putting it in our vision. I was talking to my husband, and we're like, man, one of these days it'd be so great to like go live by a surf spot, surf 100 days a year. Could we do that? And then at the beginning of this year, I said like, okay, that could be 5 years away, but why don't we do it this year? Like, why wait? Why not take advantage of the freedoms we have now? And maybe that doesn't mean that we're fully moving and we're uprooting our lives, or that we're buying some crazy property, but we found a way, and now we're going to just do it. And I think that's the pieces, right?
That is beautiful, right? Because I live by this standard of say, do now, right? But no is it tomorrow. So do what you can do now, but put a little bit away for tomorrow. Now you mentioned something about vision, and I want you to talk on that, because you have to see this first before you can reach it. And I think that's an issue with just a lot of people out there. I guess, like what did you do? Do you have a vision board, or, how do you, come together to create that vision?
Yeah, we're in a group that they encouraged us to write out our goals 25 years in the future, which sounds crazy. That was like me looking at like 60 and being like, whoa, how do I know what I want to be by then? So you work from 25 to 10 to 5 to 1, and then you can break it down to monthly or quarterly or weekly goals, right? So just doing that practice is so powerful. So I think that's something, but even in my daily practice, I do gratitudes and I do visualizations, and I really try to see it, but also like feel it. And that vibration just helps make things happen.
Ooh.
I'm still figuring it out.
No, I mean, I love the feeling piece of it, right? Like you're saying like you feel it. So it's just like you see it, you visualize it, you feel what it's going to feel like. And then I think that helps drive, because people always talk about whys. And sometimes I think whys is like surface level sort of like pursuits. And I think like you talked about, it's like, I think getting beneath and like feeling what you actually want. And Mexico, wow. So that's so cool. Like, so how come you show up? Like, should we like just go to Mexico too, or what?
Yeah, I mean, listen. That's right. You just need a passport. That's it.
That's true. So let's talk about Mexico. So you're gonna do the surfing, so you can run your business remotely and then have some fun.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, Colorado is cold, like right now, right?
Yeah. And, I think like it's becoming warmer, but we just ended our snowboard season. And so it was kind of like, oh, we need a new sport. What we're going to do now?
Oh, man.
Either surfing or mountain biking.
Yeah.
Wait, mountain biking will wait for us.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So what is like the next thing? So let's just say you're out in Mexico. So what are you going to do while you're out there besides, is there any other part of kind of like your vision or searching and being in Mexico, is that going to help with that?
I think for me, one of the ways that I can like help others is to truly walk the talk.
Mm-hmm.
And one way that I can do that is through being spacious and living my ideal days as much as I can every day. And I live with anxiety and sometimes have depression, and I need to work on that kind of stuff. So I think for me, I'm going to Mexico to have a slower pace of life and just try to figure out how to enjoy it more so that I can pass that on.
Yeah.
And that's
life is an experiment.
And that's very important. So tell us, like, what's your days looking like? Because, you sit back and say, man, you're going to Mexico for an entire month, like, so every day, do you have like a routine when you wake up? Do you go through like a whole routine and you do things and then you go have fun? Like, what are your days going to look like while you're in Mexico?
Yeah, one thing that I noticed that I really wanted to achieve is just more fitness and health and more vitality in my life. And so I was seeing a lot of my friends online and they're looking drained and they're looking unhealthy. And I'm like, yeah, you might be rich, but like, what about the rest of your riches?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like that's something I'm really focused on is waking up, meditating, gratitudes, visualizations, working out. How can I get active? And then filling in work in the gaps, but not saying like work is the thing and the life is the gaps.
Wow.
Living that life. So we should flex because I like fitness. So that, I'm not, that, yeah, let's all flex.
Gun show.
But I'm a firm believer, like you said. I think there's a lot of people who there's just multiple parts of the pie of like your life, and they like kill it in the career space, but then at the detriment of everything else, relationships, health, mental health. And I think that's for me, I always want to try to balance everything as much as I can. So I love that you're sharing that message because I think that's so important. And people don't realize it until like they're too far into maybe a detriment of one other part of their life. So
and I've gotten out of balance before. It's not like it's perfect, but I'm realizing it and I'm course correcting.
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, I'm getting close to my 40s. I want to be fit.
Yeah.
Boom. One hat. Now, you talk about course correction, right? Now, a lot of people say they wake up, and they hype, and they're excited, and they are going through their rituals. And then they come to a time where something happened and they fall off, So can you give just some inspiration on what can you do to get back on?
So this is something I learned through ayahuasca, so I'm not sure.
Ayahuasca, nice.
Yes.
Come on. Oh, it's about to be good right here.
Listen to deep. Yeah.
Listen up. This is the time that you tell the kids to hold up for a second and you turn the volume.
Yeah.
But I remember the last time I sat with the medicine, it told me or showed me, however you want to look at that each time something is off-centered in your life, just stop and sit with yourself, meditate, breathe, regulate, because this is all that we can control. So it's how you respond to something. It's how you feel about something. Nothing can make you feel away. So I'm not saying I'm doing this yet, but I know about it.
Awareness first, right? Awareness first.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you're in this Find Your Freedom sandwich right now. So let's talk about your book. So let's just talk about it a little bit real quickly. Yeah.
We'll do that.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. So it's
30-day stay.
The book itself. So maybe like to share a little bit about just your inspiration to like participate in it. And
I think writing a book, I'm an avid reader. So writing a book is one of those dreams that to me, I can't believe it actually happened. Like, it's like a pinch me moment of like, I still think I'm on the other side of it, like dreaming that it'll happen one day, but then I'm here living the reality at the same time. It's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to have stories that were held forever somehow. I'm not having children, so this is a legacy for me. And, houses don't last forever. I've got houses. Those are my children.
Yes.
The written word has a little more longevity. So I wanted to share, this is like a collection of 10 years of experience for me. And it's a lot of learning stories. It's a lot of vulnerability. We got a lot of women investors in this. So it felt really important to us to just inspire and empower women. And I think it's not just a how-to book. It's really got a lot of cool case studies in it. So our intention is that someone could pick this up, not know anything about real estate, and go buy a property at the end of it. So I hope that is happening.
That's great. First and foremost, this is on Amazon right now. is the 30-day stay. Go out and get it. Pause this video, purchase the book right now, and then come back and hear the rest. All right. Now, with that being said, the 30-day stay, where did you get the name?
We had a totally different name, and Bigger Pockets came up with that.
Wow. So what was it? No, what was the original?
Can we get the inside scoop?
Yeah, or it's probably you don't even remember.
Can we get the inside scoop?
Yeah, what was it? Oh my God, we're gonna have to come back.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna part 2. We're gonna have to get it in part 2 for sure.
Yeah, I actually don't remember, and I'm glad because this is really catchy.
Yeah.
It came out really good,
Yeah.
but it was a last minute. Oh, it was the long short.
The
long short. That could be like multiple things, like not even real estate related, right? Like
Yeah, that's what I thought. They were like, "Oh, this sounds like some weird like online investing."
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, what does find your freedom mean to you?
Yeah, for me, it's the spaciousness that I talked about. It's like doing whatever you want with your days and really being able to take care of this because our vessel and our body and our energy and our soul is like what we have.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Listen, I had the opportunity to sit with you, talk with you, eat dinner with you, and you are our inspiration to not just me, but I know this book and everyone that you touch, right? So with that being said, I know people are going to want to get in contact. Where can they reach you?
Instagram is the best place at Zeona McIntyre. So just my first and last name.
They can slip into your DM.
They sure can.
Yes.
Sorry.
I know.
All right. So we do something special at the end of every show.
Yeah.
All right. And what we're going to do, we do this big boom session. All right.
Okay.
So how we do it is I'm going to count to 3. And after 3, all 3 of us is going to say boom as loud as we can. Now, the objective here,
We're going to scare some people.
Yeah.
the objective here is to wake up Jesse.
Yeah.
So if we don't wake up Jesse with our boom, that means that we didn't boom. You ready?
Yeah.
Hop out. All right. Come on. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
For a second, I was like, you guys are going to leave. And I'll
Thanks for listening to Find Your Freedom. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. While you're at it, please help us spread the word by leaving a rating and review and sharing the podcast with friends, family, and colleagues. Until next time, get out there and find your freedom.